Hi, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. There we go. Everybody's going to post in the comments where they're going to be protesting on the 18th. That way, everybody will know. You may not recognize each other, but at least you'll know that there's going to be protests in certain cities. So, yeah, go ahead and do that. I'm going to start this off with some sage. I just got off a live with Hogarth. So I don't know, hopefully you guys are not exhausted yet. But as I was on the live with Hogarth, I kept on getting a whole bunch of stuff. And while you're doing that collaboration, we only have an hour. So I really couldn't get into a lot of it. But hi, everyone. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Butterfly Kisses. Hi, honey. Linda. Hi, honey. Linda Sandoval. Catherine. Or Kathleen. I'm sorry. Tiffany. Dee Dee. Arcadian. Proud. Kimberly. Sherry. Erwin. And Gray. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get these. Oh. Hey, Autumn. Sebastian. I emailed you. So I don't know what happened. I looked for your email. I don't know. Maybe we're missing each other's emails. Mine is in my thing on my channel. It's real easy. Anywho, good to see you, babe. Honey. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Gotta get some sage going. Hi, Paisley. I emailed you too. That's odd. Let me check right now. Yeah, some of the moderators usually post my email. It may be different from back when we used to collaborate. It may be under a different email. Sometimes I do that. Anywho, hi everyone. Good to see everyone. I know we just got off a live with Hogarth and Dave and Lady G, which was a good one. If you have time to go watch it, go watch it. We really come up with some really good stuff. I decided to come on here, and I would love to do a couple of at least live remote views with you. I think everybody enjoys those. And I have my silencer because I love to bang on my table. And when I watched my own video, I can hear the bang, 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 which I have sensory problems from the get-go, and it drove me crazy. So I always appreciate everybody that was able to watch that video without that driving them crazy. I really appreciate you. But I have a silencer now, so I won't be doing that. Because my mic, I guess, picks it up really well. So there's that. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you. Well, Ghislaine Maxwell, apparently, this is the story, if I can remember it all. Apparently, of course, we all know that she's been moved to Texas to a better, conditions of her being in prison. And apparently the rumors are that all of the prisoners get locked down when Ghislaine Maxwell gets like special treatment or visitors or something along that lines. And the rumors that are coming out about it is that a few of her visits, she's come out very happy. So I'm thinking she probably got told that she's probably, because she should be very angry and upset because the Supreme Court said, no, you can't get out. But I'm pretty sure, our pedophile in chief is going to pardon her. I feel it and he's just waiting for that special moment. So I kind of wanted to at least throw some cards on that. Is YouTube going down worldwide? I didn't know anything about that. That's interesting. So if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm inviting you to my channel, and hit a like button. That helps it gets out. Share if you want to share that. Massive solar flares are happening right now. Okay. So Ghislaine has been having secret meetings in prison, in the prison chapel, that's right, while everyone else is locked down. So I kind of wanted to throw some cards on that to see what's going on. See if I can carve out a little story with that. But once I do that one, you guys can put in the chat if you guys want to see me do a remote view. My remote view with her, what I was going to try to do a remote view with her, but all I see her is skipping, hopping and skipping and jumping, and, you know, as happy as she can be, going back to her suite at the prison. Hi, Helen. Thanks. Hi, Ian. Oh, YouTube was down for 45 minutes. Really? I didn't know that. Huh. That sucks. Okay. Are the aliens coming with the Epstein files? We don't need the aliens for that. That's for sure. But, all right. Let me see. I'm going to throw some. Let's see what we have up first. We have the Prince of Pentacles. Hardworking and hardworking. Her secrets are reliable. She's definitely working on it. Trump is working on it. The regime is working on it, making sure that she gets out. They're just trying to, what can they do? What can they really tout as the reason why she gets out? Craziness, huh? All right. Second one up. Interesting. That one is inverted. Six of Cups. Six of Cups inverted is clinging to the past, resisting change, childish behavior, immaturity. The past is unrealistic. That is very interesting. Let's see. Let's keep on going. Next one up, the Four of Swords. Ugh. The Four of Swords is not really a good card for her to be getting out. I have to tell you. Need for a rest, mental retreat, maybe a year. She has to wait a little longer. But to her, you know, a year is still better than finishing out her 20 years. I guess. Withdraw the protection of an emotion. Withdraw the protection. Interesting. So, in other words, if she keeps her mouth closed, she'll stay in the plush prison. You open up your mouth, your protection will be reversed. I have the Seven of Pentacles, delayed results. Yeah, that was my feeling, that she has to wait a little while. Temporary wins. The Seven of Swords, the lying, the cheating, the temporary, you know, the Seven of Swords, the guy's already grabbed at least 3 swords. And so she's already grabbed a whole bunch of 3 at least wins out of this whole thing. She has 3 in her hand. She has 1 that she's wielding. She's wielding her lies. She's wielding her will against Trump. She knew that what she had was precious, and so she's definitely using that. But it's temporary wins obtained through dishonest means. Of course, she lied to the public so that she can get what she got. Of course. What's the next one? Two of Wands. Exploring possibilities. Two of Wands, exploring possibilities. They're holding the world in their hands. Exploring the possibilities, creative passions, finding inspiration and drive. So they're trying to figure out what they're going to say. Hi, Clarence. Sharon. Is Sharon Sipin here? Hi, honey. Thank you. It's been a while since I've seen you over here, but I'm glad to see you tonight. So it does look like she does have a win. She does have something that she wants to celebrate. However, she's still in the waiting game. So that is true. I'm going to pull my true crime cards and see what kind of things that come up for her. Everybody can hear the shuffling, but there's no banging. That's important. It's good to see everyone. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's see. Drugs and poison. That's up first. We're still on Ghislaine Maxwell. Cover up, of course. Ghislaine Maxwell, cover up. Fake death. Oh, wow. Just like with Epstein. No, did I fumble against how they're going to get her out of there like they got Epstein out of there? A fake death? Oh, that's the only way Trump can save face. That's the only way she's getting out. That's the only way that... Oh, no. Oh, that's why I've been getting the fake death. The drugs, the poison, the cover-up, the fake death. Oh, wow. I got regret, but they're going to regret it because it's not going to be... She's going to go missing. Oh, my gosh. Organized crime. Can you believe what I just stumbled on? Wow. Exactly the same way Epstein got out of prison is going to be how she's going to get out of prison. I feel it in my bones. That's the only way Trump is going to get out of this without losing his base, his voters. Or the Republicans don't have that's what's going to happen. Wow. Okay. Eyes open, everyone. Eyes open. Remember this moment. Exactly. That's the plan. Jeez. Okay. I am going to, when you want me to do a remote view, I'm pretty sure maybe there are some questions in the front. Make sure that you make it fancy. Put it all in capital letters. Put some nice little fancy like doodads around it so that I can visually see it and then I'll be able to recognize it. I'm scared we'll lose our rights in voting. I know, Clarence. You know, I'm not going to lie about it. I have apprehension about it too. I keep on, you know, the Republicans just literally throw so many scare tactics at everything and everyone. It's unbelievable how they feed the beast of fear, and they know how to do it. That's the truth. So yeah. What is this one? It says, "Hi Sheila, I can't go because I fractured my spine." Oh honey, don't go if you can't do the march or the protest. Of course not. I'm finding other ways to be. Yes. Sitting at home and mentally and emotionally and energetically tapping into everybody who is protesting is just as good, honey. Do not feel bad. Just as good, if not even more powerful. You know, in the native culture, they do things, they have ceremonies, and they'll put somebody, this is public knowledge, so I'm not telling a secret of any native tribes or anything, but they'll do something like they'll put somebody on the hill. And when they go out on the hill, they kind of are enclosed in their own little area, but they go out there with no food, no water, right? And they're there for, I think, 24 hours, and they're there to make sure that they work through their discomfort, and they're to pray and connect with the earth and connect with, you know, the Kashla, their higher power or whatever. Okay, so with all that said, while they are up there, what they have back at camp are people who energetically will drink water for them so that they're not thirsty. They'll energetically eat food when they feel hungry because they're connected to that person that's up on the hill to help them out. So they truly believe in the connection of energy towards helping that other person. And the reason why I bring this up is it is just as important for you to sit at home and energetically support everybody that's out there protesting if you're not able to physically be out there, as it is anybody is physically out there. Your job is just as important. You're going to put a light around everybody. You're going to energetically make them feel happy or go lucky, or, you know, keep their spirits up. That's how you're going to support them. And it really works. Ask the natives. That whole situation really works. That person up on the hill all of a sudden does not feel thirsty anymore. All of a sudden that person up there does not feel hungry anymore. So it's just as important. So do not feel guilty at all. Yeah, I'm sick of ice too. They'll get theirs. Poetic justice. They'll get theirs. I saw it already in a vision how they're going to get theirs. You know, all of a sudden we don't have any Proud Boys marching on the street. I wonder where they're at. All of a sudden we don't have any white supremacist boys marching on their street with their mediocre height of, you know, 5'9", or not even 5'9", 4'9", you know, the miniature guys that all walk around in this earth. If you're short, I'm so sorry, but I'm just saying, they act as if they're bad boys and they can really do something, but they're just like all tiny little men walking around like munchkins with their mask on. You know, everybody dressed up in their uniforms. They're not there anymore. Where are they at? I wonder where they're at. Yep. Anywho. All right, everyone. I'm taking a deep breath. I'm trying to see if there's any out there for... They're going to get theirs. My visions are very, very clear with them. Each and every one of them will get theirs. They will get... Oh, Sharon, I don't do readings anymore. I need to take that off. I'm so sorry. Thanks anyway, hon. I don't do readings anymore. I didn't realize the booked-in was still on there. I need to go find that and take it off. I don't do readings anymore, so don't use that link. But thanks, hon. All right. Is there any remote views you would like for me to do live? What a treat, right? Yeah, little men in big trucks. Exactly. So we have a few things going on while I wait for a question. We also have Hegseth. Hegseth, there's rumors coming out of the Hegseth. There's so much chaos and there's so many problems with Hegseth and everybody around him. There's rumors, I'm not sure if it's true or not, but there's rumors that he's either going to be fired or let go or he's leaving. Even Fox News is kind of moving away from support of him. So let's throw some cards on that. Do we have a troll? That's okay, honey. No? Okay. I didn't know if that was a troll. Oop. Oh, not that one. Oops. You guys are jumping so much. There it is. Remote view of the SCOTUS discussion room. Which one? Because they're doing a lot of cases. Pete Hegseth is always walking around with a huge headache. Because when I get into his energy, my whole head, I mean, he is in a constant state of drunkenness or hangover. And he just doesn't function very well. He just doesn't function very well. Hegseth. I get another crime of passion. I'm going to star that question. Yep, I'm going to start starring the questions. So if you got them, there we go. I mean, my cards just literally lay out who he is. Crime of passion. He's just, and he's, you know, the secrets. He's greedy. He has an ego. You know, he's a very, very active alcoholic. Very, very active. Now, I want to see what my cards say. I'm going to pull these up. See if there's any chances of him leaving. Dehydration, headaches. Yeah, he's bad. He is bad. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple more cards. I don't want to be in his energy anymore. It's really bad. Following the heart, generosity. He thinks he's the white horse. He thinks he's all that in a bag of chips. He gets in there and he's like, oh, yeah. I'm better than anything they've ever seen before. He's very egotistical. He's immature. This is youth. This is Princess of Cups. So any of the like Page of Cups, this is a Princess of Cups, any Page of Cups always remind me of an immature person trying to figure out the world. Because they haven't gone through the stages of being a prince or, you know, a king or a queen or anything like that, where they get up there and they start mastering life. They're just fresh. He's just very, very immature. And that's some of his problems. I have the Three of Pentacles, teamwork. I'm asking if they're going to get him out. Maybe they are making discussions about him. Interesting. You know, I did have talked about the shutdown of the government. I said the fortnight. Well, we're at the fortnight mark, so I guess we're going to keep on going. Yeah, he's going to get exposed really bad. Really bad. If not, somebody is going to literally just take the joy right out of him. Interesting. All right. I'm just going to go see how the remote view is doing on the SCOTUS discussions in the room. Now, you know that my remote views are not like I'm literally there and listening to what they're saying. Although there's sometimes I can get in there and see what they're doing. But mine is in the spiritual realm. Mine's on the Akashic records. Mine kind of gives us a little bit of a glimpse of what the spirituality part about it is. Or any warnings or anything like that. So just remember that. All right, guys, I'm going to close my eyes, so no more questions because I won't be able to see them. I think I just got the last one I got was Jerry Watson. Where are the Epstein files being released? Curious minds want to know. So that's the last question for a little while, but I'm closing my eyes. What cards am I using? These. I got them off of Etsy, I'm sure of it. It's usually where I get everything. Okay, I'm closing my eyes to see what they're going. Well, that was weird. Each and every one of them are on a pogo stick. They're off of their benches, and they're in the middle, and they're jumping on pogo sticks. What the heck could that mean? They're just jumping around, jumping around, jumping around. That is so weird. Okay. I'm just waiting for them to get off their pogo sticks. Okay. Bam. This scene switches, and they're all sitting down now. Okay. So I'm pretty sure the spotlight is on each one of them. They each get to talk about what their decision is and things like that. So that's going on right now. There's while I'm doing this, I don't remember names, but there's the females in there. They're getting to talk, they're getting to talk, they're getting to talk. And then there's Clarence Thomas, who looks green, by the way. Maybe Black people will understand the reason why I'm calling this color, but under his eyes are really, really, really dark, like almost black, but his face color is blotchy, grayish white. Like his nose is gray. His forehead right here, a patch of it is gray. But his whole face is multicolored. I don't know what that means. Anyways, maybe it probably has a lot to do with his health. For sure. And he's glowing of green. So there's that. So I want to see, I'm going to kind of go in on him. And see what's going on. I'm going up to his desk and I'm looking at his desk, and there's supposed to be papers there, but there's not. Like everybody else has papers in front of them, but he does not. He has a pen. He has a very, very fancy pen. But he has no papers in front. Clarence, why do you not have any papers in front of you? Like, he don't care. Yeah, I don't care. Okay. Okay, Clarence. So he's just showing up at this point, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with him. Let's move on to the other ones. None of them really look interested. And I don't know what this is. Like, they're very, like, I think the pogo sticks and the very disinterested look about them is really weird. Maybe this is a sign of they're feeling irrelevant, maybe, or they're gonna hand out irrelevant opinions that are really not going to be much of anything. I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I can give you guys more, but this is really, really weird. All right, I'm going to come up and out of it because all I'm doing is just getting weirdness. And like they're very much detaching. Maybe that's the sign, is they're detaching from the Republicans. Maybe they're detaching from the Trump administration, kind of a thing. I do know that they had what they were looking at with the voting rights of 1965, and they were thinking that the voting rights from 1965 were prejudiced, I guess, and they're saying that the voting rights of 1965 don't work in present day. So maybe they're just trying to tell Congress to come up with some new ones, which is very, very dangerous because the Republicans are in charge. And I think that is pretty scary, to be honest. But I mean, in order for the voting rights thing to go away, they have to have cooperation from the Democrats, and they have to have a certain amount of votes, and this, that, and the other. So getting that to go away is really not going to be as easy as they think. That's probably a 10-year project, but I think they're heading that way. Anyways, I'd love to hear what you guys thought as you were going. Of course, I don't get to see your comments while I'm doing that. You guys are kind of like, yeah, we'll talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene here in a little bit. I'm starring your comments so we can talk about that. Okay, I have my cards here. Let's throw 3 cards on that and see what's going on. Then we'll go on to the next one. I'm still feeling, oh, Jesus. Their plan is to get rid of anything and everything that looks like democracy. They're serial killers. Another card. How do I get 2 cards? Their apathy. This is not good. I don't want to scare you guys, but each one of those cards are not good. But remember, inside it's not logical. They're doing double duty. That's weird. All right, we're gonna move on from that. I'm just gonna now pay attention to a little bit more. I hope I gave you information, or maybe it didn't. You know what I mean? Like, Sheila, you didn't help us at all. All right, let me see what else I got. What is this one? Hi, Sheila. I have a burning question. Is the woman that won the Nobel Prize part of the felon's clan? I think she's a very smart woman, and she's just playing Trump like everybody else does. That's kind of how I felt about that. I don't know if I can remote view, but I'll throw a couple of cards for her and see what's up. Craziness. I keep on trying to figure out what her game plan is, but she has a game plan. She needs something from Trump in order to get her agenda taken care of. And she knows that flattery to him is going to get what she needs. I don't know exactly what that is. Anyways, okay, let's see. Queen of Wands, she's yielding her hand. Queen of Wands, vigilant, determined woman, generous, business, popular, ambitious, political. I mean, her good advice, she's political. She knows her political way around things. Hierophant, spiritual guidance, authority. So she knows 2 of Swords. One way or another, it's not always going to be pretty. She's getting what she needs one way or another. That's exactly what I just heard. I don't think she is. People love her. The people absolutely love her, and she's going to walk away with what she needs. And I don't think she's with them at all. Rite of passage. She's getting what she needs. I don't think she's corrupt at all. Nothing in my cards, nothing that I've seen so far says that she's corrupt at all. She just knows how to play our president, which is one of the problems, right? One of the biggest problems that we've been saying from whoever flatters him can get what they want. You're right. Dark-haired female will bring him down. Honey, I support every single thing that you want to do to him. All right, so what's next? What do we got next? What is this one? What is the part of the 2025 that isn't to be seen by the public? Can you remote view it? There's a part of the Project 2025 that hasn't been seen by the public. It's the I just heard. It's the plenary. What's his face said? Plenary authority. That was hidden. Him being the dictator, that was hidden. I didn't know that there was a part that was gone, but I guess there is, huh? But that's what I just heard. Yeah, plenary. I could, you know me. La, 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 la. Saying the word is hard for me sometimes. Plenary authority. I'm probably still saying it wrong. All right, let's see. Let me see if I can remote view that and see what's going on. See if I get anything at all. That I'm literally getting a whole big scene as the reason why Stephen Miller stopped, froze, is because he said something that was in the hidden stuff. I didn't know there was hidden stuff until you brought it up. But now I'm starting to see it. That's the reason why he froze, is because that was not supposed to be for the public. Huh. All right, I'm just going to throw cards on that and see what's going on, because I just got the pictures of that. They really have, they have a long ways to go. I just heard that, like, things are not going as fast as we want it to. They literally thought that they were going to be in the glory hole or in the free zone a lot sooner than this. What's holding them up? What is holding them up? Congress. What is holding them up? They're okay. So this is really weird. So I have that, him saying that, him freezing because it's not supposed to be public. I also have everything is in plan. We have the shutdown of the country. We have the firing of everybody. We have what was that other thing that I just saw? Of course, the Epstein files are what's holding them back. The Epstein files is what has been the slowdown of the whole process. Okay. And it's not going away. That's why they wanted it to go away. I mean, among other things. Fast movement. See, I got the card of fast movement. I have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a really good, like, creative new beginnings. Couple Yeah, they were hoping to be rolling in the dictatorship by now. Page of Swords, deceitful person. So the question in here is all of the stuff that was hidden, the deceitful person, the deceit that they have. They didn't want to let everybody know. The skilled labor, the manipulating youth. I have the Strength card. That was their hidden agenda, was their Strength card. Going against the dims. Productivity, it's working, but they all have to walk away at some point. It's not going to work. So they have this whole plan, this whole secret plan, like everything out there, and they're going for it, but something happens. The Eight of Cups, they all have to walk away. They all have to withdraw. Change of priorities, abandoning the situation. So something happens that they have to abandon the situation. And their karma comes for them in tenfold. I mean, that's big, huge, earth, global karma that comes for them. And then the breaking of the heart, the Three of Swords comes for them. The conflict, the relationship separation, the breakup. Wow. Thank you for this question, because I don't know what to investigate unless you guys help me out with this. This one's bringing up a lot. This one is like pain will follow. Pain will follow them, but then we get to heal. So what's the next one? Whole new perspective, a whole new outlook, a whole new thing. And another Emperor, a new one. Wow. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. What do you think about that? Maybe the Epstein files, maybe his health, maybe, yeah. Yeah, all of the above, right? All of the above. Thanks for the question. I love it. Okay, let's see what the next one is. Sometimes I can do a remote view, sometimes I can't. Remote view on Erica Kirk with Donald Trump and or Turning Point. Okay, now a few things. Fake emotions. Somebody who reads emotions, somebody who reads energy, that was the worst performance I've ever seen in my life. It was bad. Bad. And it was cringy bad. So there's that part about her. There's nothing, and I'm still not convinced that Charlie Kirk is gone, to be honest with you. I keep on going back and forth. Surely he's gone. They got a guy in, this, but we don't have an autopsy. We don't have a report. We don't have a whole bunch of things. Death certificate, you can't get that. I know they can lock them down, but come on. Why can't they prove that? Why wouldn't they want to exploit that? Anyways. So, I would love to get into Miss Erica Kirk, and that's probably as far as I should go with that. Because right now, they're having problems accepting the fact that other people can talk about them. So I'm probably not going to, but that's my insert on that with her. Everybody take a deep breath. I had to take a deep breath. Her thing with Trump, all it was a sympathy ploy. For Turning Point, for Trump. I don't see like a sexual connection. I just don't. Let's say that. I don't really even see an emotional connection. I'll just say that. But I do see a business connection with him. You scratch mine, I'll scratch yours, kind of a thing. Anyways, okay. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. There's 950 of you in here, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Trying not to bang on my table, make it a little bit more pleasant. I think so too. I think Luigi's going to get off, and I think Tyler Robinson, he has hired some extremely good lawyers. Where'd that money come from? But yeah, he has a posse of lawyers that are on it, and they're already rocking and rolling. Yeah, so there's that. But I'm gonna throw some cards on this Roberts, on the CK trial with the guy. Let me see where they're at, because they're getting scared. Every time I go into that whole energy, that whole thing with him, somebody's incredibly scared. Because they have to go for discovery. In order to try this kid, they have to have all of the evidence. Yeah, they do. So I feel panic and I feel scared when I look at that whole situation. It never comes out normal for me when I look at it. That would be funny. South Park Satan should be called Stephen Miller. That would be hilarious. Queen of Cups, intuitive visionary, New Horizons, self-improvement artist. So the Queen of Cups. Maybe this is talking about one of the lawyers. Let me see the other one. Swords. See, I don't think that he's going to be convicted. I think he's going to recover from this. I think he's going to, there's going to be a timeout of everything. That's really weird to get the Four of Swords and the King of Pentacles, control and power and discipline. But a King of Wands steps in. Maybe it's like one verdict, or it doesn't stand, or it doesn't. So like money says you better get this guy convicted. But the King of Wands steps in and says, no, not so fast. So there's two kings, two judges at odds right now with that whole thing. And then I have the Ace of Cups, creative, emotions. And then again, happy. Success. I really don't think he's going to. I don't. Another lawyer gets involved. Another judge gets involved. That's 3 judges for this. The deceit and the lies come out. Wow. And we're going to get a whole new perspective on the situation because of discovery. I think they screwed the pooch on that one, to be honest with you. Trying to get away with something again. That's not going to work again. That's why they're in a hurry. They're such in a hurry to make Charlie Cook the glory, the new Messiah. You know, they're just really, really trying so very hard to get all of the followers to see the victim side of the everything. And when they can have his followers and his base see everybody as a victim, they have their vote, whether they're right or wrong, or if the Epstein files come out, it doesn't matter. By the time they're like, they're victims, they're victims. So weird. So weird. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Government shutdown. When are the Republicans going to get their crap together and open the government up? Well, I tell you this. Unless and until they work with the Democrats, it's going to go on forever. I have seen and I have felt now. I really thought that their goal was to open it back up around the 15th when the military members needed to be paid. Although I hear that some of them got paid, some of them got a partial payment. I'm not really sure. I can't get a clear answer on that. But I really thought, I'm like, that's the reason why they're setting the fortnight, because the 15th is, the 1st and the 15th are when the military members get paid. So if there's anybody out there that's in the military, it's in the chat. Did you get paid? Did you get a full payment? I don't know. I don't know if we can clarify that. So, but let's look at this. Government shutdown. Let me see how far they're going to do. So I don't even have to close my eyes for this one. In the vision that I'm seeing, they are working so diligently hard behind the scenes to do something. And I think I've remote viewed this before, and I think my cards have come up with this before. And I think it's Trump's health that's keeping it going longer. They needed the peace deal in Gaza, which of course has been broken already. They needed that. They needed something else. The education of the special needs education department, all gone. Done. Another check on their box. I don't know. It's really weird. Sometimes in the middle of the night, I go, that's what that meant. All right, here we go. Government shutdown. I get the Ace of Wands. They're doing it on purpose. We all know that. You don't need me to tell you that. But the new cycle, expanding the potential, the Chariot, the conflict. They definitely needed this to hurt somebody or something. The mental control, the emotional manipulation. The Chariot, there's a downside to Chariot, like upside down Chariot is lack of control and direction and aggression. Maybe they needed this as a breather to get their shit together. They really don't have a plan. They don't know what they're doing. Doing the groundwork. So there's stuff going on behind the scenes, like I said. Craftsmanship. Looking for assistance, planning the next stage. So they don't have a plan. They're still planning the next stage. What are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? What are we going to do about the Epstein files? I don't know. What are you going to do about them? What's going to happen? I don't know. Do you know what's going to happen? What are they going to do? I got the King of Pentacles, the discipline. King of Pentacles always shows up. They all get scared. The Queen of Cups comes in, the visionary. I don't know why I keep on getting a whole bunch of Queen and Kings. And again, the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is that timeout, of course. The moon shows out. There's just a lot of stuff going on. But at some point in time, we do get the government to come open. Timelines are really difficult to find out. Is there anybody in here that hasn't been paid because they work for the government? I don't want you to disclose who you are and all that. I'm just wondering if there was anything in there that I missed. Yeah, I really truly believe. Let me read on the let me read on the protest. My question is going to be, how safe? How's everything going to go? I know on Hogarth, I got that the Democrats are going to be offered something that they're going to reject. So I got the Four of Cups. So the agitators out there are going to try, but they just can't get people who don't want to hurt anybody to get out there and hurt anybody. They're just trying to agitate the wrong people, really. I think that everybody should be in their blow-up costume. I think that would be absolutely hilarious when they start doing something. We'll know whose side they're on. Either you have a blow-up, thing or whatever, or you don't. Thank you, LS. Let's see. Let's see what the protests are going to be. What I don't want to see is a tower, but we'll see what we got. Hierophant. I love Hierophant. It has that means that the protests have a spiritual reasoning for them, okay? The spiritual guys, the higher authority, the structure, the everything. So it means more than just getting out on the street. It means more, the collectiveness, the energy, the thought process, the representing that you can't tell all of us. We're Americans. We don't back down. We are going to say no. We're going to be here. You try to fearmonger us and it's not going to work. You can't keep us home, right? That master scholar knows showing up is the answer, is the conversation that we need to put out there. So that was really nice. The Hierophant shows up. We are doing higher actions, the higher vibration action. So there's that. Justice, truth, fairness, cause and effect. The cause and effect of all of this. What he is doing, the cause and effect are the protests. I got the Six of Wands, public recognition and victory. I think it's going to be an extreme success. I think it's going to be public recognition. It says, winning significant battles. That's what the Six of Wands is, winning significant battles. So the Two of Swords, balancing the truth, balancing of the forces. Some choices are going to be hard to make, but difficult choice and indecision, but keep the peace. Keep the peace. Lovers. That's a really good card for the protest. Lovers. So emotional choices, the connections, the relationships that we're building, the diplomacy, everything. But also remember, in the Lovers is temptation. So when agitators come up, they're going to tempt you to get angry and go against them or whatever. Just walk away. It's not worth your time. We have a higher intention here. They have a lower vibration intention. We have a higher intention. Keep that in mind. Okay. Three of Pentacles, craftsmanship. We're going to just, I love it how they like George Soros is funding it. What do we need money for? I never spent one dime protesting. What? There's no money involved. These people are crazy. We get it out there and we walk. There's no money involved. Energy, a little exercise, and maybe a good tennis shoe. But nobody's funding anything. There's no money involved. Craziness. Yeah, so here we go. That's what I'm talking about. There is an element of fighting that's going to happen. It has to show up, I guess. But it goes away pretty quickly. That's nice. The solution comes quick. The inner guidance of the people that they go after, they know, they're like inner guidance. So that's great. The soul searching, like, yeah, you guys are going to do that, but we know what to do with you. We know how to handle you. Oh, that's great. Great. And against the Emperor. So the Emperor in this situation, usually it's talking about the orange turd in the office, but the structure, the strong foundation, we're creating a strong foundation against this. We're creating self-discipline, the logic, the perspective. The Republicans sit at home. The last card, ending card, is the happiness, the Three of Cups. So there you go. Yeah. Those are great cards for this. But the Republicans kind of sit back and think that, because they're in a bubble, that everybody in the United States saw that the Democrats were bad. That's the reason why Trump is in there. And that's so far from the truth. Incredibly far from the truth. So, all right, let's see what other ones we have. And then I'm at an hour now, and actually I've been live for 2 hours. So let me see another question here. When are the Epstein files going to be released? Let's look at that. I just got hijacked. I just saw the victims. Like, I have my list. What do you got? The victims are doing something. The victims are either meeting with lawyers or meeting with people or whatever, but they're like writing their... Somebody's interviewing... What's going on? Somebody's interviewing them. The victims are going to play an incredibly big, huge part in the Epstein files. The victims are. I know that the victims said that in their press conference, that maybe they should make their list, but there's something really big with them. All right. Let me put the cards to this. Did I already do Ghislaine Maxwell if she was getting out of prison? Yeah, I already did that. That was the first question. Yeah, there's something going on with the victim. It's almost like you guys can pretend like there's no stuff, but we'll just release them. We'll just release them. We know who they are. We know it would happen. We've got all the stories. And that scares the crap out of them. Whew. Queen of Cups. That flipped over. That's the first card up. Queen of Cups. The emotional, visionary, the romantic, the new horizon. Like, we are... Yes, her book is coming out. I agree. Her book is coming out. All right, what's next? Woo! I would say the Epstein files are going to be here soon. Now, here's the thing that I have felt for a very long time. Do you know how Trump loves to do scams and little businesses off of the side, like selling Bibles with his name on it and tennis shoes and this and that? Do you think for 1 second then Trump would not have picked up on a money situation with Epstein? I'm pretty sure that Epstein and Trump are probably more like partners than Trump being a client. Because I don't think Trump could be a client of Epstein, but I see him wanting to be a partner in this situation. There's no doubt in my mind that Trump is involved and really involved and profited off of these young girls. That's my official on that. It's just too big. Too big. And that's the downfall. His greediness of him. Like his addiction. Yeah. Queen of Swords. Like I said, the victims are really coming together. The victims are going to play really big. I got the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. The quick-witted, the attention to detail. The victims have attention to detail. Some wives are going to be really pissed. I also got the Knight of Wands. I think this is the charming. I think these are the lawyers. Whoever is pushing for it to come out. Oof. The regret, the pain, the loss, the downfall, the chaos, the fallout of these files being released is going to be, despair, pain, loss, grief, emotional breakup, the dysfunction. Maybe this is, and the burden of the information is just going to be overwhelming. Wow. I wish I can get a timeline, and then the last card is heartbreak. So yes, they're coming out. Oh, never mind. I pulled one more just to see, and it was the Tower. So everything's crashing down, the crisis, the upheaval. And maybe this is what derails them, like I was saying earlier in the readings. This is what derails them. Maybe this is what the SCOTUS is all like we need to separate ourselves from this. This is bad. This is bad. And I wonder if Clarence was a client. Clarence shows up somewhere. I wish I could do timelines. You know what I do have? Where are they? They used to be up there. They're not anymore. I wonder where they went. Sometimes, I don't know if anybody else has this problem, but sometimes I clean and tidy up. And when I tidy up things, I lose them. I'm like, I'm going to put these away here, and I'm going to put these away here, and I'm going to put these away here. And then when I go for looking for them, I can't find them because they're all put back where they're supposed to be. But I don't remember where they're supposed to be. Anybody else has this problem? I'm silly that way. I have these little cards that I could spread out and kind of pick out a date. I usually have them right up here, and I must have put them away. Ooh, maybe not. Oh, yeah, I did. Nope, maybe not. Well, crap. Silliness. All right, everybody, I'm kind of tired. I am not left-handed. That's my excuse. But I do love me a left-handed man, and I don't know why. People have weird things for the men, like a type. You know what my type? My first thing is that I would love for them to be left-handed. And most of the men that I've ever dated were left-handed and married. My husband was left-handed. Why is that? I will never know. But that's one of my little quirks. I like my men to be left-handed. All right, everyone. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. And thank you for becoming a member. There's a lot of videos over there. If you guys want to go check them out, there's a lot of videos. There's the story of my husband and I, the reason why he passed in 2010, a whole bunch of other stuff on there, a lot of classes, things like that. I need to do a little bit of updates. I know. But there's a lot of material over there. And also it just helps the channel, keeps me here. So thank you for becoming a member. And now I didn't get to all of these questions, but that was the Epstein Files one. Oh yeah, MTG. One last thing. MTG has gone off the rails and gone crazy. That woman is making sense. And I'm like, is she become a Democrat? I know she's up for election. I know that she's doing something, and I don't trust her one bit because she's not a trustable person, but what the heck? She was on CNN. For goodness sake. She was talking about having death threats, things like, I don't know. She's just lost her dang mind. She really has. Anyhow, all right, everyone. Good night. I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure that you subscribe and hit the like button on the way out. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Bye.